Hey guys, so I'm making this video for my brother-in-law's sister, I guess my sister-in-law, but it can really be for anybody. She had a question about foam rolling, this lovely guy right here, and I personally love foam rolling for recovery and for muscle soreness and things like that, and she didn't really know what to do with it and what its purpose was, so I figured I would make a video for her and for everybody just kind of explaining what it was. So basically, foam rolling, if you think about a massage, when we have knots or we have tight muscles or the fascia in our body is tight or pulled for some reason, what ends up happening is that we get these like tension knots. And so in your muscles you have these receptors that will sense tension. So if I'm doing like a bicep curl, for example, your body will sense that and it'll say, okay, now we have to contract, now we have to relax. The problem is that when you are working out too much or you're pushing your body too hard, those receptors stay tight. And so what this does is it helps to kind of, it's called self-myofascial release. So basically what it does is it takes the fascia and the muscles and it forces you to relax the muscle by applying pressure. Another way that you can help recover faster by using the foam roller is those knots that you create. Those could be scar tissue. So when you're working out and you're breaking down your muscles, your body has to build and repair the muscles, and the best way to do that is by creating scar tissue to help heal the muscle, essentially. And then by you eating protein and amino acids and all that fun stuff, that's where we build muscle. So the problem is that you get scar tissue kind of all over your muscles if you don't stretch or recover properly, and this kind of helps dissipate the scar tissue. Just gets rid of the scar tissue, and then it helps you have more blood flow to that muscle, so it feels better. So I'm going to show you guys just a few basic foam rolling techniques that you can use, and hopefully this helps. Okay, so the area that my clients complain about the most after a tough workout is your glutes, or your butt. This is actually the easiest foam rolling technique, I think. And what I like to do is incorporate the glute, your back, and your hamstring all at once. And we can even incorporate the calf as well. So basically just all of the muscles on the back side. So if you have low back pain, if your glutes are sore, if you can't walk upstairs, something like that, this will help you for sure. So basically what you're going to do is sit on the foam roller just like this. Depending on which side you're working on, you're going to lean into that side. So I'm going to work on my left. So I'm going to lean into it. I'm going to straighten out my left leg and then keep my right leg bent. So as I lean into it, the weight from my body will kind of push into that glute, and I'm just going to roll up and down my butt pretty much. Super simple. Now if you want to get a little bit deeper into this, what you can do is take this left leg and cross it over your right and do the same thing. And basic general rule of thumb for foam rolling is once you feel a tender area, like I feel a spot right here, what you want to do is do tiny movements up and down to, again, dissipate that scar tissue. It's super awesome and not painful at all. Just kidding, it hurts really bad. But once you're done with it, it feels a lot better. So then what I'm going to do is just kind of continue up into what's called my gluteus medius, which is just like that very, very low part of your back. This is usually the problem when you have, or the cause of low back pain. So basically what you're going to do is same position as the glute, but we're higher up. So you're going to roll up and down. But then what you also want to do is roll side to side. So I'm rolling side to side again just on the base of my back, so the very, very low back area. And I'm rolling again side to side. And now I feel like a little tender spot right here, so I'm going to stay in this area for a second. Kind of rock back and forth. Now what you can do both glutes on each side. Gluteus maximus, gluteus medius, so your butt and your low back. Then what you can do is foam roll your spine. So what I'm going to do is keep my hips off the ground, lay on it, like have the foam roller touching your very, very low back, and then you're just going to roll up and down. Now you can have your hands behind your head if that helps, but I like to have my hands up here just to keep my spine in line with each other. So again, I'm just walking up, my hips staying up off the ground the entire time. And what that's going to do is, so now that we've got the back and our glutes, we're going to do our hamstrings. So basically what you're going to do is just start just below your butt. This is really, really easy. Some of them are a little bit tougher than others, but this is pretty easy. And all you're going to do is just, again, lean into it. So I'm stretching my hamstring muscle. By doing that, I'm lengthening the hamstring muscle, and I'm able to kind of expose more of those tight areas. Now, if you're a runner or you just got into running or, you know, any sort of like jumping exercises, you might have some calf pain. So what you can do as well is foam roll your calf. Again, super easy. You're just going to kind of center the foam roller down at your ankles. You can do this one of two ways. So again, I'm going to stay on the left side. What I'm going to do is keep the left leg on the foam roller, put my right foot down, and lift my hips up in the air so I have something to kind of push off on. And you're just going to roll up and down the calf. Now for most people, and like for me, I don't really feel anything here. But if you take that other foot and you cross it over and do the same thing, you're putting more pressure on that calf, and it's going to hurt a lot more. I just ran yesterday, so it hurts really bad. So again, just roll up and down, just like that. Okay, so now that we worked on all of your back muscles, all the way up to the spine, we're going to work on some arm muscles and your lats. So arm muscles, I'm talking about your triceps, your biceps, and a little bit of your shoulder, and then also your lats. So your lats, turn around here. They turn around a little bit more. Your lats start down here, and they go all the way up and insert into your armpit. So we can foam roll that too. So we'll start with the tricep, and we'll work our way into the lats. So basically what you're going to do is start at the elbow, and you're going to roll up and down the tricep, all the way to your armpit. What you can do is keep your arm bent, and then if you find a spot that's tender, you can extend and bend, just like that. So it gets a little bit deeper into the muscle that way. Then what you'll do is you'll stop right at your armpit. You're going to roll out and roll in. Just like that. Most of the time you'll feel pretty significant pain right in your armpit. So if I'm facing kind of like to my side, right in that armpit, in the crux of your armpit, you can feel a lot of pain because that's where the latissimus dorsi inserts. So if you're doing back exercises or you're like, even if you're doing any sort of like reaching or pulling, your lats are really tight, and that's where it ends. That's where the muscle ends essentially. So you'll feel a lot of pain there. What you can do now is we can start to get into the lats, and so kind of scoot down here for you. But basically with your lat, you want to start at the armpit, kind of scoot yourself down your rib cage, and then come back up. So I'm right at the side. You'll get some muscles in your rib cage too, which is really helpful. Roll all the way down and up. And then again, once you get to the shoulder, again, you can roll out and in. It's good to do these more than once. You want to do them like 2 to 3 times, maybe more. Actually, I would say like 5. Roll up and down every muscle about 5 times. Good. So that's your lats. Now we're going to do your bicep. This is probably the most awkward one in the entire world, but just bear with me. It's really important and it's really helpful. It's really helpful because a lot of times when your bicep is tight, what ends up happening is you end up hunching over like this, and most of us are hunched over like that all the time. So this kind of helps to open up that chest area as well as your bicep. So you're going to lay on your stomach. And again, we'll start right at the elbow, and you're just going to roll out and in. I'm going to scoot this over. See, I told you it was awkward. So roll out and in, just like that. And we're just kind of smushing that bicep. If you think about like rolling out pizza dough, that's essentially what you're doing. So you want to start right at the elbow and roll up, just like that. So if you have tight hips from running or jumping or doing leg presses or squats or anything like that, this one will help. So you're just going to lay down on the foam roller like this, and lay down like that. You're going to lean into one side and roll just the very, very top part of your leg and roll back and forth. So you want to think about like your groin area. That's the best way to describe it. And then what you'll want to do is just roll down your quad, just the front of that leg. So if you see, I'm kind of like walking my elbows out and in. It's a really good plank exercise too, but there you go. And again, you can do that on both sides. Then the last one is going to be your tibialis anterior, which is essentially this muscle right here. So if you just started running after, a long time away from running, the first thing you're going to get is shin splints or shin splints. A lot of times what that really is just this muscle right here is tight because your running form isn't proper, because you're not strong enough to withstand, a certain distance, like 3 miles or something like that. So this is probably the most painful one you could do, but it's definitely the most beneficial, aside from the calf, especially if you're a runner. So what you want to do is start just at the knees, so the top of my knee. You don't necessarily have to put a lot of pressure on your knee, although this is styrofoam, so it won't really hurt it. But then what you want to do is just walk your hands out all the way to your feet, and walk it back. Just like that. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions, or I didn't go over a certain muscle that you're having problems with, just write it down in the comments below and I can make another video for you. But I really hope this helps, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.